Hello guys, this is what we are making today. A nice spinner with a light body, attractive copper blade, and a hook dressed with marabou feathers. When I'm making spinners, I mainly use copper or brass. These metals are soft, easy to work with, they hold very little or no iron, therefore they don't rust. However, they do oxidize, but that's a whole different story. For this spinner that we are making today, I'm not going to use this sheet of copper or this sheet of brass. What I'm going to use instead is this copper pot. This copper pot, it is copper color on the inside, but then on the outside it is kind of this reflective color, like a mirror finish. Here I have, guys, a bunch of blades of spinners that I found on the lakes and rivers while I was fishing. We are going to use this one. Okay, now I have to trace it. Here we go, guys. I have traced it on the dull side, as I want the shiny side without any scratches, as this is going to be the outside of the blade. First we have to cut the corners, like so. It's looking rounder already. When I'm cutting out a blade, guys, for a spinner, I don't cut with the metal scissors this way, because then I can't see where I'm cutting and then what I'm doing. So instead I'm cutting from this way. If I'm cutting this way, I can see exactly where the line is. We're going to be cutting and then twisting it at the same time. While trying to keep it on the line, as close to the line as possible, but not touching it. And the general rule is, guys, the more accurate you are with cutting it, the less filing you have to do at the end. Here we go, guys. That's one side almost done. Here we go, guys. One almost smooth blade, and that's the copper that we took away from around it. Now with the file, we're just going to make this end smooth and that end, and then take away the roof edge around the sides. I was going this way, so now I'm going to turn the blade around and then go that way, filing. So now it's smooth here. Around here it have developed a kind of a roof edge. Just going to take it away with the file, like so. Oh yeah, guys, the point I want to make now is if I made that blade from a sheet of copper that have the same thickness all the way, then I won't have to worry where to drill the hole in the blade. But because I have made this blade from a copper pot, the copper pot have a metal thicker near the top, and then it narrows down as you get to the bottom. On this end, the blade is thinner, and on this end, the blade is thicker. So now I can make this spinner spin in a different way. If I want to make this spinner spin faster, I will drill the hole for a clevis in the part where the blade is thicker. That means it's gonna rotate the blade around the spinner faster. So that is really good if you're fishing maybe for asp or chub in the fast flowing rivers and you need a fast rotating blade. But I want to fish this spinner in the shallows and then retrieve it quite slowly. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to drill the hole in the thinner part of the metal. That way, the thicker, heavier part will be on the bottom. You can retrieve it slower and the blade will still rotate. It won't jam. The heavier part of the blade, going to push it every time because I have momentum. Even if you retrieve it slowly, the heavier part of the blade will push it around the spinner. For this particular spinner that we are making, I'm going to drill the hole in the part of the blade that is skinnier. Okay guys, that's the end where I want to drill the hole. Yes, I'm just going to scratch an X there. I want to drill some holes into the blade. There will be 4 on this side and then 4 on that side. It's in around 4.4. So 8 holes in total. If I divide 4.4 into 8, it's 0.55. So holes should be 0.55 mil from each other. Let's mark them. Here we go, guys. These are the scratches for the holes. To drill the holes, I'm planning to use 1.5 mil drill bit. On the calipers, I have 1.5, 1.7, and I'm just going to mark it how far from the edge of the blade the holes will be. Let's mark with the nail where the holes will be. Here we go, guys. And we need the dents there so the drill bit won't go off track. Okay guys, here are the holes, they're ready. Now we just have to take away the rough edges around the holes that we drilled. And because the copper is very soft, I can do it by hand. Now they're looking smooth. What I have here, guys, is a little bit of rubber, about 2-3 mil thick. Just a round piece of metal, can be anything. So I'm going to put my blade on the rubber and then position my little round piece of metal, and then I'm going to hit it with a hammer, giving it a curve. That's what's going to make it spin. Here we go, guys. That's what have come out. I'm going to drill a hole 2.5 mil in diameter. On my calipers I have 2.5 mil, and I'm just going to mark it. Here we go. There's a little dent. Here we go, guys. There's a hole, and there's just enough distance to the edge of the blade, so it's not too much or too little. Just sits nicely. With a 5 mil drill bit, we're just going to take away rough edges. Okay, guys, now the hole is smooth. I got the blade finished. I have prepared the hook. I have prepared the little beads for the body, and now I just have to select the wire that I'm going to practice assemble it on and see if it's if the body is matching the blade. So I think that I'm going to assemble this spinner on a 0.8 mil wire. So that would be this one. When I'm choosing a hook for a spinner, I always put it on top of the blade, and I'm always making sure that the points of the hook are wider than the blade of the spinner. That means whichever way the fish bites it, it's still going to get hooked. I find that for me, for a spinner to spin good without blade catching, it have to be longer than the body, and then a little bit longer than the loop. So that length of the blade is good. So guys, let me tell you a little bit about the body. This cone, and that cone, I found in a fly tying store, because that's a cone head to make salmon flies and steelhead flies. So is this, and so is this. And then these nickel beads I bought online, and then these beads, they're actually hollow inside. I want to make the spinner light, so they're not solid, they're hollow, and I bought them in the craft store. That's the only solid ball here. It's nickel plated brass. What many spinners miss is they have just a ball like this and then the blade. But that's wrong, because you need something to push the blade away from the body, so then it can start catching water and spin. Yeah, so this little cone head for fly tying, that's gonna do that for us. When the blade is being pushed by the water towards the body, the first thing that the blade is meeting is actually that cone, and that make it stand out at an angle from the body. That's what's going to help us to make the spinner catch water and then start spinning sooner. So now we just have to tie something bulky on the hook. I'm thinking just spin a bunch of Marabou on it with flash to make the spinner bigger, bulkier, and appetizing to pike. Oh yes guys, I forgot to say the Clevis I have also bought online. I probably could have made my own with wire by flattening the wire on both sides and then bending it, but that seems way time consuming. Maybe it's for another video. I have a treble hook in the vise, Honor ST36BC in size 2. From a pack of Marabou, I have selected a feather that have a soft stem that is very bendy. It's gonna help us to spin the feather on the hook. We're going to use black thread in 6/0, touching turns. Touching turns until about hook points. Okay guys, on this feather we are going to pick where we want it. I would say about there. So we're going to peel a few fibers off the stem. That will be our tying point. Don't throw them away, guys. Roll them in your fingers, and then keep them on your desk until you're ready to tie with them. Two colors of flash, pearl and fluorescent red. We're going to get 4 strands, 2 of each. Come in underneath, fold it over, and then tie it back. Position it the way we want. Okay guys, that's me attaching feather number 4. I think that's the final feather for this treble. Okay guys, now we're going to build up a nice little head on the treble. And then from here we're going to go into the whip finish. That's one. And then perhaps another one. Here's the finished treble. Not too bad, quite fluffy. 4 marabou feathers. Some flash as well. So now we're going to apply 3 coats of varnish here. Here we go guys, that's the first coat. 2 more to go. We are going to tune our blade in the bathtub, because one of the most important things about making a spinner is actually to tune the blade so it spins at the right angle. I haven't adjusted the blade yet. This is the shape it took after we hit it with the hammer. Let's see if it spins. Not bad, but I think it could spin at a wider angle. So I'm going to get my flat nose pliers and I'm just going to squeeze the blade. Squeeze the blade this way and it's going to open up this way. The further it opens, the wider the angle of the spin will be. Wow, it spins well wide now. And I always like to tune the blade like this without the spinning body first, so I can roughly tune it. Once I'm happy with the way it spins, I can then assemble it on the body and then tune it completely. Here we go guys. The treble is finished. It's all dressed in a nice marabou with flash. A blade is being tested in the water. So now we just have to assemble it on the wire. It's 0.9 mil in diameter. I decided to go with 0.9 mil. I want the tag end of this wire to just stick out a little bit past the length of the blade. Here we go. Let's make a bend. Here we go, like so. And then let's make a loop. Most of the time when I'm making a spinner, I like to put a split ring on it and then a hook, because if I assemble the spinner in this way, what's going to happen is when that hook is going to get dull or the marabou on the hook going to get wrecked by the fish, I'm going to be left with the dull hook that doesn't have any feathers in it. And for me to change the hook, I'm going to have to cut the wire, take the whole spinner apart, make a new wire, and then get a new hook. But if I make it with a split ring, I can change a hook whenever I want. I can put a double, single on it, the treble with a bigger fly, smaller fly, different color. So when I'm making it with a split ring, it just opens up more possibilities for us. Okay guys, here's the finished body of the spinner. Now we need to bend this tag end out so it will secure the body on the wire, so then the body is not going to slide up or down. Here we go guys. Now we just need to file this end down. I'm going to measure 1.6 centimeter from the clevis until where I want the loop to be. Let's make a bend. Here we go guys, there's a loop. And now we can close it. Make 3 turns. So now we have this part sticking out. Let's just flatten it down. Let's just straighten the loop this way. Here we go guys, a nice little spinner. Let me show you with the UV light. See the bright glow of the orange cone head and then the marabou tail? They're UV enhanced. And the reason guys why I made these holes in the blade is because I just thought they look cool, and also when the blade is spinning it's going to give out vibrations, and the vibration is going to be different than if the blade was solid without holes than when the blade is with holes. The spinner is assembled. Yeah guys, I believe we don't need to tune it anymore. It's good to go. When I make a spinner, that lure was always for me about vibrations. Some people say it's about the flash or it's about the way the tail moves. That is true. When the blade is spinning and it gives out vibrations in the water, even if the fish is far away from the spinner, they're definitely going to feel it with their lateral line. And what's going to happen if they're switched on by it? Then they're going to swim towards it, and then the flash and the tail are going to come into play. But before that, definitely the most important factor for me when making a spinner is at what angle the blade spins and what kind of vibrations it gives out. Because you can have it spinning at too little of an angle or at too wide of an angle that it's gonna not attract or scare the fish away. With the spinner you have to have a happy medium of the angle at which the blade spins. It can be between 35 and 60 degrees, but I would say happy medium is about 45 degrees to the body. Let's see the size guys. Okay, so it's roughly about, we'll say, pushing 15 centimeters or 6 inches. 8.7. Very good. I have made 3 spinners. This one I have made so the shiny part is on the outside, and then these 2 I made, the outside is dull, and then on the inside they have the shiny reflective part. Okay guys, now we can add 3 more lures to our box. That was a bite, guys. Yes! Yes! Unbelievable! Come here. Oh, there you go, guys. Be free. There he goes. That's unbelievable, guys. This is makeshift lures, and I approve this spinner. That's a pike. Not a big one, but a fish all the same. There you go, he's full of energy. Look at that. Let's see now if we can take the spinner out. Oh, that's a nice pike, guys. That's a nice pike. I think that might be the biggest one yet today. That could be the biggest one today. Just have to wait for it to get tired. Oh, that's a nice one. That's crazy, you guys. Come here, come here, come here. It's not tired yet. He's really trying to spit that spinner out. Whoa! Look at that, guys! My God! Look at this! Whoa! That is the biggest one yet. 86 centimeters. 86, that's unbelievable. Let's check the weight. Look at this bad boy. 4 kg on a spinner. Come on. Go on. There he goes. Okay guys, I'm back home now. My camera died and I didn't get to record the closing part of the video. So I'm just gonna do it here. Oh guys, what an awesome day it was. I didn't even get the chance to try my spinner that I made on camera. I put this one on as I was thinking that it's a cloudy day. So I'll put it without the flash and with the bright side on the inside. And oh boy, it have made my day. That pike at the end of the fishing, oh, it was awesome. Really rewarding, guys. So I'm gonna take some rest, and then I'm gonna think of a new lure for our box. This is Makeshift Lures, and I approve this spinner.